mean, number one is obviously it was through a stroke of luck, frankly, that you and I got together, and that
Right.
has been, I mean, that was a brilliant stroke of luck for me personally, and now for my wife Ashley. But I've always admired your ability to be very energetic and but very respectful of what people are trying to accomplish.
Mm.
And I think what I mean by that is that you have a variety of body types, a variety of ages of people, but you're very, very mindful of that. And I think the best part is that you bring not only your energy, which of course is super important, I think when on the deliverable side, but I think what you do extremely well is you keep things creative. You're always creating, always making things different. So when you hit the play button, or as it was for about 10 years when we used to do this in person, you always knew that you would be going down, and it wouldn't be, well, it's what we did last week. It would be something different. And it was
Mm.
always looking at different ways to sort of, when I say attack, I mean that in a positive way, but a part
Mhm.
of the body that you were looking at, but from a different perspective. We're going to do it this way this time. We're going to change it around this time. You're still working on a part of your body in terms of movement and where you want to go. So, for me, I've always thought that that was one of the things that really motivated me to continue to go, because it was
Mm.
never the same. It was always different. It was always unique. It was always upbeat. It was always energetic. So for me, that is a huge win. And just to segue that, what I think you've done extremely well is that you have segued that in-person experience that I had with you for numerous years in various gyms in the city of Winnipeg. But you've been able to sort of adapt that, and I feel that you've been able to sort of recreate that in this space that we now have, that we're now talking on, and that we now work at.
Yeah.
And that has been, frankly magical, in the sense that I still feel very validated of how I'm being trained. I feel very validated that I'm getting a great workout. And frankly, when I used to work out with you in person, I would do the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday,
Hmm.
or maybe it was Monday, Tuesday, but it was,
It
we
was
would do,
Tuesday, Friday at that point, but we had a
right,
session online together for a long
right.
time. So you always
And
had this.
then right. And so now, with the program that you've created, I'm working 5 days a week, three of those virtually with you.
Yeah.
But on the odd days, I'm doing my own thing with your programming. And so I am actually working out more than I used to work out. And the fact that I can literally be in my studio, which is a room that I have adapted to become a studio.
My
I can be there. Yeah, and I can, you can be there in a heartbeat, do your
Yeah.
workout, you're right at home. So again, the value of time is that
Yeah.
you're not spending 30 or 45 minutes getting ready, going in a vehicle, driving to the gym,
Yeah.
then whether you have to wait in line for a shower or however that may be, then you're coming home.
Yeah.
So this workout that you have and the program that you've designed is it's robust, it's energetic, it's unique, it's always changing.
And
And
so,
so
how have you felt the challenge has been in terms of adapting the space at home that you have now that you're exercising in? Do you find it to be tough in some ways?
so when I sort of thought about having to do this, I mean, you recall that I moved from a corridor down to a room. But when I thought about doing it, I mean, initially it was like, oh my God, I just don't think this is going to work. I mean, I really was struggling to figure it out.
I remember the
And
hesitation. Yeah.
right. But I would have to say that at this juncture, if you said to me and you asked me candidly, I'm going to be working out, or I can go back to the gym and I can start training you at the gym, that's not my jam. I don't feel that I would like to do that at all. I am super comfortable with this program that you designed. It's working extremely well.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would have to say, that I wasn't sure at the beginning, Ange, but I have zero desire to go back to a gymnasium. And I'm not saying that for a reason about going to the gymnasium. I'm saying I am more than adequately happy with the way I'm being trained now through the programming that you're doing.
And how do you think you would do if we didn't have the Zoom community training and I was there kind of with you? You think you'd be at it the same way?
So describe that.
Interesting question.
What would that
So we
look
have
like?
our program, right? You can go in and you can log into the website and you can
Yeah.
play whenever you want to.
Yeah.
And so we also have alongside that, due to my fear that people won't hit play on their own in part, and just because I want to be there to
Yeah.
responsibly watch you going through all this overload. We have those morning sessions where you're actually checking in with me Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 a.m. So for you, and to the point of my question is really, it's just an analysis of needs sort of within each individual person is, if you were intrinsically motivated, do you think that you would go in and hit play anyway if we didn't have the Zoom and you would just do it on your own every day? Or do you think having that Zoom accountability appointment is important? And I asked partly because Ashley and I weren't sure in the beginning, and we, with experience, figured out that she that is very important to her, as we kind of suspected it might be, to have that appointment in your schedule so that nothing else kind of comes in and overrides the workout.
Right. Yeah. So I would say that I really appreciate the touch points that we get. So the personal touch
All the
points that you
cueing.
provide when you're there. So
Yeah.
because again, I've had some challenges with both my rotator cuffs. I mean, we did that together in person, and you helped me tremendously with Robin Edge. You helped me through that whole process. And
Mm-hmm.
now I'm having an issue with my knee. And so having the ability to do an on time, live kind of adjustment, a modification is super helpful for me.
Yeah.
And, so I think that's really, really important, Ange. But I also, when the days that you're not there, I mean, I'm happy to do them because you do it extremely well. It's very well explained. There's a lot of people that might decide to stay at home and train at home and go on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh, I'm
that,
sure.
but I'm just saying that what they're not getting the experience of
Mm-hmm.
is what you're doing. And I come back down to this notion. I mean, if you go online with somebody and say, okay, we're going to do, 15 slow, smoothing push-ups, right? So, somebody will sort of do that. And whether they do them slow or not, they'll sort of say, okay, now I've knocked off 15. But if somebody's there to sort of say, just maybe your back is a bit high, if you could just sort of maybe make a smoother line, and all of a sudden you're getting that correction, which you couldn't get on YouTube, but you can
Mm-hmm.
get it through the Pringle prescription.
Yeah.
That now all of a sudden you're actually realizing, oh, okay, well, now this is a bit tougher than I thought, which is a good thing, which means you're doing it properly.
Yeah.
So, you can go on YouTube all you want, but
Yeah.
you're not getting the ability to have your energy and those corrections and those modifications. So to me, that is a huge, huge advantage that you have. And, there is no ability to do any modifications. You have to do it as it's laid out.
Sure.
And, I mean, somebody might just put it on and play it and, sit there and smoke a cigarette and watch TV and sort of say, whoa, I am whipped. I'm exhausted,
Wow,
and
that
sort of
was
say,
a hard
well, yeah,
workout.
exactly. You know what? That was worse than yesterday. But you know what I mean? Like, and so to me, the great thing about it is, you've got a great personality, you've got great energy, you understand the importance of exercise, and the way you explain it, it's very, very understandable.
Mm.
So the buy-in is quite easy from that
Yeah.
perspective. I mean,
Mm.
yes, you have to bring it yourself and say, I really want to try to sort of stay in shape. I want to be able to sort of have good movement. I want to do some of those things. So, I mean, it's a relationship, right? But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's, I just think that how you approach it, with your, even your crazy music,
Yeah.
it's all, there's a really good package there, and it's very positive, it's very energetic, very motivational, and extremely worthwhile.
It's uncomfortable work to work out and get the right exercise in, like working on
Yeah,
mobility seems simple for someone who's good at
yeah,
mobility work, but for you to
yeah,
sit and do a stretch class for 45 minutes is the same as, the same challenge as someone doing a conditioning class when they don't feel like they have really good access to breath, right? So
yeah,
everyone's in a different spot. So with
yeah,
all that
yeah,
said,
yeah, for sure.
I commend you and I
Well,
thank you truly for
yeah,
continuing on. It means a lot to our family, obviously, that I'm
yeah,
still in business and able to do all this. And of course, wouldn't be able to if y'all didn't have faith in the fact that this might be a thing that could work for you. And look at us
yeah,
now. The fourth program
yeah.
is about to launch, and I'm hopeful that we can find some more people that need some help.
Yeah. Well, I would just say that, Ange, when one of the things when you started to introduce yoga, and it was like, I'm just not a yoga person. Like, I don't do it. Now I am downward dogging. I am like, up dog, down dog, cat, cow,
The animals.
pigeon, right? All of that stuff. But I'm just saying the way you introduced it, it was really very clever, because all of a sudden you realize the benefit that it has, rather than sort of jamming it, it became part of, right? And so that was another way in terms of learning. And, I'd be the first one to say it's been fantastic, right? I mean, to be able to do that, I noticed the difference of how it helps me.
Mhm.
But that's, I think, one of the things that is of value to be a part of this community that you've created, is that there is, regardless that we're not personally seeing each other, the personal side of what you do is not lost in this process. It's
Mhm.
still very much alive and well. And I think that's what motivates a lot of people to like me to sort of continue going. I know that if I have an issue, I can talk to you, and I know you're going to have either your solution, or you're going to say, you know what, maybe we ought to go to Robin Edge on that. But
Mhm.
there's always a way to try to sort of work through whatever nooks and crannies and creaks and whatever are happening to your body. So, that's a great thing.
Yeah, they will come for sure. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for taking the time
Okay,
and having this chat. I certainly missed you this morning in our regular session, although I appreciate the reason for your for your being
right.
away. And I'll see you Friday morning,
I'll
bright and
see you on
early
Friday.
as always.
Look forward to it. Meanwhile, I've got my Thursday, but I'll see you on Friday for sure.
Yes, exactly. You'll be hitting